All right. To make sure my mic is working, and it looks like it is. Yo, Maji, good to see you. Let's see here. I'm gonna push that down a touch. Yeah, that should work. Awesome. I have been rebalancing a few things, so hopefully it sounds a little bit better, actually. Okay, but today, as the title suggests, we are working on the next part. Not the next chapter, this is still part of chapter 2, but I have gotten some thumbnails done for the first 2 pages. Actually, I need to open up my notes here. There you are. Okay. So, here we are. Okay, so I know what the next page is going to be, but I need to figure out how I want to... How do I want to do this? So this is going to be interesting because it's going to be a lot of just thinking. So hopefully it'll be kind of interesting to watch. I have an idea. Gonna shrink up that. By the way, Machi, I hope you're doing good. I'm gonna shrink up that, and we are going to actually try to create an effect here.
This is why Miami is for you.
Nah, that really isn't all that interesting. We can be more efficient than that. But let me try... So what I'm going from here is this panel. So I don't really want to use this angle again. I think it would be kind of boring to just repeat the same angle. So perhaps the key is to reverse it. Yeah, okay, hold on. I have an idea. Hand. Maybe a big hand here. Table right here. Tree here. And what's kind of interesting about this effect is want her to look like she's looking at it. As if she's seeing it. So should be holding a chess piece. Her hands like that. At this point, you would think that these shapes would be just second nature to me, but hands are still gonna hand. Good to have you here there, Kahuna. Okay, that leaves a lot of room. Now, how do I want to... Let me look at my notes here. I actually think I might be able to save myself a page, which would be really cool. So let's go for that. Yeah. So she puts it down. I want a panel of them sitting at the table. We're gonna make a wider panel than that. I think I can. Hold on, let me plan this out here. Let's do that, so that'll be that. Heck yeah, Trippy. Get that good sleep. Thumbnails, but yeah, more or less. Comic stuff. Working on panel layout and all that. Let's see. I wish I was quick with storyboarding. Like, I can get something down for storyboarding, like as far as animated storyboards and whatnot. But man, like, there are people who just can crank out storyboards. It's nuts. I'm just like, dang. How do you do that every day? Because I'm exhausted after doing it for just a few hours. It's been a little while, so I'd probably do better since the last time I really did some heavy storyboarding, but it is exhausting. No pressure, but you've been watching. I've been being watched for like 6 years, my guy. Don't worry about it. Makes me better knowing that people are taking a look at my stuff. Let's see. So we have that. So the pawn needs to make its move. So let's do that panel be that. And maybe have that as a white space. Flow down here, and then maybe we can get clever with the placement to help. Okay, here we go. Now let's do a panel sequence here. I think I'm gonna need I might need to shrink that panel a touch. But let's see how much. About that much. In that case, here's what we can do. Let's put it, oops, put you about that much over there. And then we can just grab that. How does that come out? Oh, that's actually almost perfect. Here's what I can do. So do that. Go down here. Oh, if I'd been thinking I could have done that. Alright, whatever. Bump it. There we go. There, that should be about even. Just remember, we're all counting on you. Let's see. Or however that line goes. It's been such a long time since I've seen Airplane. Gosh, what was the last time I watched that movie? I always want to do something with the white space. Maybe I'll start doing that. Okay, so let me think this through. So we have panel reveal. She walks up to the table. She's putting the piece down. You'll see the game begin here, kind of them sitting. I speak jive, yeah. Here we'll see the pawns move, and then she'll be sitting over the board, pick up the piece, and then move it over. Yeah. Okay. Let's see how that goes. All right. So, see how this looks. So nice and dramatic. And we're gonna do kind of this effect where the background is gonna kind of fade away. It'll still be vaguely there, the tree and stuff like that, but it's gonna be kind of this distance effect. And you'll have all the chess pieces here on both sides. This thing. Oh, doggone it. I gotta line this guy again. This guy was annoying to animate. I am not looking forward to having to draw this guy again. I had to draw this guy for like 4 months straight. It used to be a lot more complicated, and then I thought, you know what, I don't hate myself. I'm gonna be nice to myself and rework the design a touch. She needs to be smaller than. One thing I'm gonna try to focus on a bit more is the proportions. Just to really help myself. I don't know if the table is this tall. It will be for now. Well, it's all about just getting that shape. It's all about shapes. Life is just a bunch of shapes. And movement. Gotta have movement. Even in a still drawing, you gotta have movement. And getting these, like, nice textured lines sure beats, like, something like this, you know, just where it's just bleh. I like texture. Texture has a lot of life. Okay, so we do that, and then, so we'll have the king back here, and the pawn here. Do that. And we'll even have, like, crazy, well, actually we don't want that because that's such a small panel. Intentionally done that way. Do that. And the nice thing is about these chess pieces is all of these are modeled. And so I'll be able to bring them in, mash them up to the perspective I want, and then extract the line work. So I don't gotta worry none about drawing those. The fingers, however, the big old chunky fingers aren't modeled. I'd probably model them, but I like drawing those. Kind of. Like drawing those more than drawing chess pieces, that's for sure. I had to draw, for the film, I had to draw all those chess pieces by hand because I was an idiot and didn't know how to to save that time. Looking back, it's like, why in the world didn't I just do that in 3D and import it? Like, there's so many ways to do that. But I didn't do my research. And I learned a lot, so that was good. Okay, so now we'll do, here's the hood, chessboard, more extreme angle. I may like have that kind of black out. That would look cool. Oops. And there's the chess line, so she's gonna be reaching over. And she always plays the queen's pawn. So we're gonna pretend like this is a queen for now. I don't even remember what I did to model the queen. And I don't need to draw any of the others because I don't need to know where they are. They'll just exist eventually in space and time. So do that. Draw the mask as well. That'll help cover some things up. Yeah, there's nothing quite like hand-drawn. Hand-clicked. Well, I'm still drawing with a pen. So, that's not gone away. It's kind of funny because like a lot of people rather, I would say, get into art by drawing. Oops, actually, this thumb isn't going to be up here. It's going to be. Get into art more traditionally, like you know, paper and pencil, that sort of thing. I just received Cyberfrog. Yeah, I've seen that one making the rounds. Have to let me know how it is. So that seems like more one of the sort of the reinvention of like a superhero comics and such, and that's never really been my cup of tea. But yeah, people tend to be more introduced to. Let me just see where this table is gonna wind up. Introduced to it that way, and that is just like I never really agreed with paper and pencil. It just never really worked for me. But as soon as I got digital, I'm not super sure of this panel. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Here's what we're gonna do. We're actually gonna delete all of this. That, grab this, and we're gonna blow this up. Let's see how that looks. Looks like crap right now, but maybe a little elbow grease on top of this will help make it look a little bit better. But I like that being a little bit closer. It's a little bit more dramatic. But it's not quite the right angle, actually. Yo, Guilty. Good to see you. Oh, nice. That's always really nice when you pick something up that is quote unquote refurbished, but really it was just like because the box was open slightly or something, you know. That's always super nice. My synth used to kind of be like that. There was a little bit of wear and tear, but unfortunately, after I popped it with static electricity, it's not quite been the same. Okay, I'm gonna redraw this actually. I'm not super happy with this angle. Here we go. Let's just do these other angles real quick, and then maybe that will help me kind of stir up the brain case. So I'm tempted to actually recreate a shot I did in the film where she's holding the pawn up like this. So if I do it that way, then this frame will have to be blacked out. That's the idea, and I want it to be blacked out. This has to be blacked out, actually, thematically. And that'll make sense as you read it. So that would mean that this would have to be picked up from this angle, and we can put the queen behind here, figure out an angle to go with. I think I just like something like that. Okay. This is going to be a fun hand to draw. Hold on, I want to see if I can get these fairly accurate this time around for the thumbnail. I'm trying to be a little bit more conscious of giving myself a little bit more to work with in my thumbnails, because that was a little bit annoying, since I don't do penciling. So this is basically kind of my penciling rolled into one. Something, oops, not that. I suppose I can just do the hand like that, and the hand up here, thumb going down. So maybe get this angle a bit better. I don't think that translates actually, but this needs to be black. This needs to be dark. Okay, well, let's go back then. Let's rethink this. Actually, you know what? I think that's fine. That shows, that's kind of like a reflection of this. But this isn't. So we need some way to transition from the light to the dark. And there's a whole kind of idea of this being sealed. The deal, like her, like... Time for a quick video. Oh yeah, no problem there, Maji. I appreciate that. I want to see if I can get about half of the pages done today, including the other pages I did earlier. I want to try to have these boards done by the end of the month. That should be fairly easy to do. Actually, I can probably get them done by the end of this week, come to think of it. So that's going to be my goal, but I need... how can I do this? Actually, hold on. This will be more interesting. To kind of sell the idea of a transition, essentially. Actually, I can also probably draw him reaching up. That would probably communicate a little bit better. Her grabbing piece. I just do I don't want to has to somehow get to the blank screen. Yeah, I like the idea of that just dissension. I've used that a number of times, and not in this format, but just that idea, and it's always really fun to play with. Boy, that's a tricky panel. Part of me is thinking I kind of have it like fading out black from like her like half the panel is like faded like that. And she's and the pawn is just kind of sitting there alone. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm going for here. But like right in the center of the screen. Draw the bottom of the chess piece being landed on the board with shadow on the bottom. As if it's going over the camera. Because I was thinking of doing that. That's what I did in the animated bit of this sequence. But I just feel like that requires. I don't like using animation technique in comics because you're not using the right medium at that point. And I kind of thumbnailed that out. I just didn't care for how it looked. But I like the idea of like it being kind of shrouded in shadow, and then more of this gradient pass going over it, and then you have the blank screen and the pawn sitting in the center. That's much more like. Actually, I can maybe even make the pawn smaller. I think that's much more dramatic. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because, like, if there's one thing I've really learned in studying comics, coming from animation, it's that those are two vastly different art forms. There are things that carry across, but for the most part, and I've got to set all of this right. I wish I could. It's like 13, or no, it's 10 by 15. But then this one's 8.73, I think, by 13.5, and 2.5. There we go. Okay. So for some reason it didn't carry across the borders and stuff like that, which is annoying, but whatever. Okay, so now we are in transition here. So, okay, so for this panel, I'm going to divide it down the center. Yeah, okay, here we go. It's going to be all even except for the last panel down here, and hopefully you'll be able to see why. I think it's because comic books nowadays are broken up into so many different departments, which they have to be, right? But when you have a writer who is just a writer, all they know is words, right? They don't know the medium of comics. They don't know how a comic can be used to tell the story as well as an artist, right? And so when they write something, they're going to be like, oh, well, I need to explain this. Otherwise, no one's going to get it. Not realizing that, well, at that point, you might as well just be writing a book, right? And so it's a compensation. That's kind of what it really looks like and feels like to me when I see it. It's like, okay, it's clear that there's a breakdown in communication between the artist and the writer, and the artist isn't allowed to do what they need to do because the writer is kind of taking so much of the reins on top of themselves, onto themselves, that they're not coexisting. It's like looking at two mediums at the same time, and the artist just kind of has to go with it. It's why I think that the panel layout and the actual comic storytelling is so weak, is because they're not given a script that actually coincides well with comics, how comics work. It's why this comic, I use dialogue so sparingly, because the medium almost demands it. It's a visual medium. You can't just slap a bunch of dialogue in and go, okay, that's good enough. You know, I've gotten the point across. Like I said, at that point, you might as well just write an essay. It would probably be more effective at getting your point across. Certainly wouldn't be as boring, that's for sure. So yeah, I think the industry has just gotten itself into a state where, I mean, for one thing, no one's being paid enough for any of it, and so what you get are the people who are willing to willing to take a check, whatever that is, just to get their chance, so to speak. Um, and yeah, the result is just kind of lackluster and not all that great. So I'm trying to be more effective in the medium itself. And honestly, it's like, it's not even a thing that I would say is. It's what happens when the commercial nature of something really rules over everything else. It's like there's no room for art at that point, you know. Same thing that happened to movies. Why are movies so obsessed with not being movies? You know, where like the cinematic nature of film has just been completely sucked dry in terms of a lot of, you know, at least the blockbuster stuff. There's still good, you know, cinema out there. You'll find it, but you know, I remember a little while back I got Seven Samurai on Blu-ray, and I'd never seen it before, so I was super excited to watch it, and I did, and it was like, as I'm watching this, I am just like, at last I remember why I love movies. At last, like, I'm finally seeing a movie, and for the first time in I don't know how many years, just something like a truly just like the story is told with the camera, right? It's like, it's so frustrating in a film where it's like you have this brilliant medium, this thing that can communicate in such a unique way, and it's completely ignored, it feels like, so many times, because it's challenging, right? It's not you gotta like be paying attention. You have to understand the language. It's like learning how to read, kind of. But you can do it. It's not impossible, right? Especially if it's a good movie. Especially if the director is someone who really understands how to take advantage of their medium. And so it's a lot of stuff like that that I look to, where it's just like, well, that's what I'm interested in. So yeah, that's kind of why I think that a lot of, not even just comics, but a lot of art forms just wind up kind of lackluster. And honestly, it's funny because looking back at like older comics and stuff like that, I really didn't grow up with older comics, so I kind of approach my view on them with very like I can hold on. I Do I want to do it this way? Give me a second. So how many panels can I fit in here? About 6, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Technically, I could probably fit. I can do an 8-panel layout. Do I need 8 panels? Let's try something else. Let's try something more like a face-off here. This is okay, but the kind of the hard part is that, like, whoops, I'm trying to not just recreate my film, because again, I want to actually explore the medium of comics and not just retrace my steps. So let's do okay, what are we showing here? We're showing that the game has transitioned. It's the late game. It's old, like, things have changed. I almost want, like, really tight panels. Hold on. I have an idea. I'm gonna see if this works. Actually, no, hold on. Do that. So what we're... Okay, hold on. I want that nice and even. That's kind of even is the name of the game for this page. So we are actually going to... Here's what we're going to do. So we're actually going to make a giant panel, a single giant panel. It's going to do this. Then we can divide this panel. One thing that I would like, I like the last 10 pages that I did, but I felt like the pages could be a little bit more interesting. So I'm trying to start incorporating more layout stuff. How are we gonna do even? How are we gonna make this even? I need a ruler. 1 second. Linear ruler. What does that go up to? 38. Yeah, about 38. So. Alright, Maggie. Catch you later. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for the shoutouts in the guild. I really appreciate that. So 38, almost 40, which 40 would be nice. Actually, no, 40 would be nice. So I think 38 go into 3 easily. Yes, it does, doesn't it? What's 8 divided by 3? Nah, it doesn't. 6 would. It's 36. Would be 36. So like 12.333 or whatever. So either way, but 12. At 12, a little lower. Oops. Come on. Not frames you. And then at 24-ish. Actually, a little bit more like here. Actually, I have a better idea. There is a whole point to this song and dance. Why I'm being so particular. Is that even? I don't think that is, but let's test it. Oops. Nope, not even close. What did I do wrong? Well, for one thing, it's 38 and not 24. Or 36. Oh, let's just something. Okay, you're more even. Tell you what. Do it this way. Ah, dang it, the sun came back out. It's starting to get warmer, dang it. How's it going, Brunner? Good to see you. Let's shrink this up a touch. And let's try this. Nope, not even close. Boy. Okay. So we need to shrink it even more. Quite a bit, actually. Man, are these panels even going to be wide enough? Maybe I should just do 2. Now that's too short. Try that. Too long. That is one thing I'll have to figure out, is how to divide things by 3 a little bit better. Hey, I know what an umlaut is, good sir. Do people usually say Brunnert? Can we make this work? Not quite. Just barely a few more pixels here. That might have even been too much, honestly. Oh, interesting. Well, that'll do. Alright, so now... this is a little bit more even. This is why I don't dig symmetry. You know, I just thought of a way that I could maybe make this better. Make this process easier, but I'll worry about that later. For now, copy it across. Okay, now... Okay. Called a what? Now, behold the power of asymmetry. I might even try. Okay, that's the right one, yeah. Let's get rid of this ruler. All right, so now... oh, interesting. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a whole thing, wasn't it? Actually, I think I have some family... well, not quite involved in that. Do you have some interesting stories from around that time? Okay, cool. This is a good playlist. Okay, so now we are going to see what we can do here. So, looking at my notes, see the board. So I want the board from two perspectives, essentially. So, and we're gonna have sort of this notion of symmetry across both sides. And I will do very tight panel. See her just sweating just from the sheer nervousness. And this will be him grabbing or will it? Hold on. And then this center area. Yo, TS Bull. Let me see here. What would this panel be now that I think about it? What would these two panels be? Oh, I know, actually. Hold on. I know what this panel is gonna be, and I need to figure out how I'm gonna draw it. Actually, I might make it pop out of the panel. That's one of my favorite effects, actually, is to break the borders of the panel. So this will be maybe the area, the square he's planning to put it on. So you'll be able to see just how much danger she's in, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember the layout, what it's gonna be, but I'll figure it out. It's kind of a funny looking page. I at least need to get the perspective down though. On the characters. These are going to be fun angles to draw for this character. I try to make it a point to pronounce people's names right. Did this page work? We'll look at it later. For now. This page is going to be interesting. And you'll see why. Because I actually can't do the proper panel layout for now. But I can correct this at least. Whereas 8.73, I'll have to double check. No, 13. 13.5. Let me check here. Actually, let me check. You, I know, are correct. 8.7. Oh, whoops. So I don't think even this one is correct. Oh yeah, you know you are. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get more than half done, I think, which is good. I'm not gonna say that. Okay. Just some dialogue stuff. Okay. It's kind of funny. I write out all of the dialogue, but sometimes I end up being like, oh, hey, that actually, I'm gonna cut that because I want it to be implied more. I've done that quite a bit. But it does help me to kind of keep track of what I want to be communicated. Let's see here. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. So I need a panel here. But we're going to actually stretch this thing out. So here's the table. Once again, breaking the panel and the thumb is down. Nice and dramatic. And we're gonna have pieces flying out. More than one until they come out into this page. So we're gonna have a number of them. Each one is going to be an actual panel. Maybe like the king here. The bishop here. Rather thin panel there. Pawn here. Not quite there. Right here. Oh, these are going to be hollow. I'm actually gonna make this bigger. That way we can increase the size of this one, maintaining the effect. And even this one. It is much appreciated there, TS. Or however you pronounce your name. Maybe I call you Mr. T. What? Holding the rook. need to remember how to draw his hands as well. Civil? Okay. That's easy enough to remember. I don't like how even those are, so I'm actually gonna... and to kind of show it's in vain. Stretch him way up here. Really distort the image. That's not the right angle. Right angle is more along the lines of something like that. Kind of. What the heck am I doing? Hold on. No, you don't want to do that, because if you do that, then you the page is going to look like crap and you're going to have to start over. You want to take, like, you can think of it, each page kind of like a scene almost, or multiple scenes, but it's all about flow. Like, it's all about flow and like how things flow together. So for example, oops, that's not what I wanted. This page, I had to figure out, okay, we have, you know, the row of trees, and then she's what kind of catches your eye. And you can almost think of it like a game where, like, your elements kind of change your direction. And so you're always trying to catch your audience's eye and get them to scan a certain way, right? So in this case, it's like, oh, tree, 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 tree. It all repeats across, right? And then you hit her. She's standing here. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm encouraged to go down, essentially. Partially because you're also coming to the next page, but it also makes sure that you're more weighted on this side of the page. Because let's say she was over here, right? I could easily put her over here if I wanted to. But the problem with that is now your eye is drawn over here. Well, this isn't the next panel. This is the next panel, right? So I want her standing here. That way your next motivation is to go right here, right to this next panel. And then, of course, that flows straight down into here. There's nothing below here. And we see this kind of center portal panel, as it were. And then that kind of flows into here. It can kind of go either way, but there's a little bit more connection here, since there's less spacing. And then, of course, the last panel, we go right into the last panel. So you have to think of the panel layout first. If you just go one panel to the next, and you put in all the work in, like, because it takes a long time. It's like 8 hours a page, right? So yeah, every panel can take like hours of work. And so you want to make sure that what you're doing is the right thing first. Yeah, it's all about just those little tricks and stuff like that. And I've been learning a lot myself in doing this comic, because I didn't start as a comic artist. I'm an animator. In fact, I really love animation, but animation takes a billion years to do, and I sadly do not have that time. So I'm making a comic instead for now. Who knows? Maybe one day. Okay. Although I don't know if I would like, if I were to get a chance to translate into this into a film, would the story work as a film? It's really hard to say. I could probably do it, but okay, hold on. I want, okay, there's shoulders, hand reaching up. There we go. Have the cloak lying over it. I don't know, maybe we can have that breaking the page. Actually, I really like that. That adds a really cool depth where she's almost like inset into the panel. Yeah, that's why that's my favorite trick. It's a little tight because there's the bleed right there. I might actually push this over. Just give myself a little more, room. Honestly, I really encourage everyone to explore a lot of different mediums, though, even if you don't plan to be like an animator or a comic artist. Because, like I was saying, I think it was, who asked? Was it you, Guilty, that asked? Actually, it might have been. Oh, it was Kahuna. Um, like, why do we think there's like all these problems with like comics and stuff like too much lettering and too much writing on the page or too much dialogue or whatever? And it comes down to a lack of understanding the medium, right? So if ever in the future, like you get a chance to write, even if you're just like a writer or whatever, you get a chance to write for animation or write for a comic, it's really good to understand the principles that make up a comic and how a comic works. Because otherwise, you know, it's easy to fall into traps where it's like, well, we'll just do this, and it's like the animators start pulling their hair out because it's like, frick, this doesn't work. This just doesn't work. This isn't how animation works, you know. And so it'll create a more lackluster story. But if you understand how the medium works, if you're aware of the strengths of the medium and things to be aware of or to avoid or even kind of push into, then it can really, and you can make the good stuff. That's how you make the good stuff, even just as a writer. But what about this page, or this panel here? I know I need it for something. Oh, nice. I've thought about stuff like that. Oh, you going, Trippy? Catch you later, Trippy. Have a good one. Good to have you back. Good to be back, honestly. I'm looking forward to continuing to work. I'm glad I took the hiatus, though. That was really needed. It's helped me a lot. Do something like that. Might adjust that a bit, but for now it'll work. It actually reminds me, I need to release the come on. The soundtrack to my film. I've been meaning to do that for years now. What kind of story is it, by the way, there, Brunner? All right. High fantasy? Nice. Let's see. I hate the fact that I have to rearrange these every time. 0.25, because I know I'm gonna make a mistake at some point. I'll have to go back and check all of those just to be double sure that like everything is correct, including the see, I forgot to do the bleed. That's not gonna become a problem later. No sirree. Did it here at least. Hold on, that was 873. Hold on. See? I'm telling you, I'm gonna lose my mind. Thankfully that's the inner box. As long as I get the outer boxes right, that won't matter. For now, my layouts will still be correct. 88725, yep, that's correct. Yep. And this one, I know for a fact it's correct, but I'll still check it anyway. There we go. Okay. So back to 17 here. Let's see. I've done over 30 pages so far for this comic. It's taken me 2 years, but you know. That's how this goes, I guess. Or a year, I guess. When did I start working on this comic? Started working on it a while ago. But I'm picking up the pace. I'm not as distracted as I was when I started, so. Hoping to have this done in a couple of years and then have it printed. Okay, let me look at my notes here. Okay. Okay, so this is the page. Actually, I'm gonna want that. almost as a relief. Longer panel here. And I am going to do something like that. I'll figure that out later. And it's reaching down. It's down here somewhere. That would be correct, actually. Okay. Oops. Okay. This, however, this panel will be maybe this angle. What in the world is this? Ah, okay. And we have a full scope of the fact that she's not dead. Yay! Always a good day when you don't die. So how do I wanna do this? Let's offset it here. Do that. Maybe. Death is kind of a bummer. I mean, she's not out of the woods, yeah, but, you know, still being alive is pretty good. Or rather, she's about to go back into some other woods she thought she was getting out of. But enough spoilers. Let's see. Time is it? 7:36. Plenty of time. Boy, I am looking forward to this chapter being done, though, because the next chapter Oh boy, next chapter. I might actually raise that up. Wait, no, this will work. This will work. I do that. Whoops. That's annoying. No, no. I think I need to move this over a touch. Hold on. Actually tempted. Something like that. And I know how she wins, because I like that move. That move actually means something, so I'll draw her. Reaching across. And setting this down. Sounds like Emil Rottmeyer. Hey, it is. I haven't listened to Emil Rottmeyer in a long time. Kind of fell out of synthwave a little bit. I still listen to it every now and again, but not as much as I used to. Is this my music, as in music I've made? Or my kind of music? Because this definitely isn't my music that I've made. Haven't gotten around to that yet. Although, that being said, I did finally get... Actually, I can share it. I finally got... So I've had this Game Boy working for a while, in terms of like being able to do music on it. But I recently... Can I... Not really easily. Whatever. I got a device working, a interface for it, that allows me to hook up my Game Boy and control synthesizers with it. So I wanted to do some like live playing. Or does it come with the stream software? No, this is just on YouTube. I'm just playing this off of YouTube. For the most part, these smaller kind of synthwave artists are pretty clean as far as like DMCA and stuff like that, or copyright strikes and whatnot. Yo, Taxi, good to have you by. I was missing you there, bud, on my return stream. So glad you could make it. Really do appreciate you stopping by. This piano. chin isn't that big. She doesn't have a very big chin. Yeah, I'm working on figuring out how that's all gonna work, but I have ideas. I know it now can control things. It's sending out MIDI data, which makes me so excited because it's been 3 years that I've been messing around with that thing, and finally it's working. And it's like, man, about time. But yeah, so pretty nice. But yeah, how you doing, Taxi? Hope you're doing good, bud. Good to see you as always. Always good to see you. But it'll be really fun because I've got like my organ all hooked up and it's got effects and stuff like that. Summer break in 3 weeks, indeed. Yep. Wow, that's crazy to think, man. I'm gonna be looking forward to that myself as a teacher, so that'll be nice. Time goes by too slow, man. I think it's going by way too fast, honestly, man. I got a lot to do. Oh, it's all good. I know you're busy. End of the year and all that. Gets hectic. It'll be here before you know it, though, that's for sure. How these days go, man. It's crazy. I have an idea. Put you back there, nice and subtle. Like, super subtle. Just this nice... Like, blah, 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 blah. And some of you who know the story might be able to tell who this is. There's not many people who look like him. Just in general, so not exactly, straight on panel. Kind of calms things down. We've got 15 minutes here. Let's see. Well, yeah, actually the sun is out and it's, you know, getting closer to summer, so yeah, there's actually light now. Unfortunately, my little remote, where is it? Oh, where'd you go? Oh, there you go. This little remote for my lights up there. Actually, I don't even have lights on right now. The battery's gone bad, so I gotta get myself some more coin batteries. I never have coin batteries, so I gotta grab those. Equations are easy, but once you start, there's like 10 plus different numbers, even the calculator got confused. Yeah. That's always fun, man. I haven't had to do math in a while, and I'm kind of happy about that. I mean, I like math, but not in school. No thanks. No, thank you. Oops. Math is cool and all, but doggone is it annoying when it's like, oh shoot. Okay, so now I gotta figure out how does she respond. Oh man, this is gonna get interesting. Even Einstein threw a chair looking at it. I can imagine. Just mull it over for hours on hours. Okay, actually, you know, I'm going to set all of these pages correct real fast while I can remember. Okay, so I don't even know if this is showing up for you guys, but I'm changing the dimensions of the cropping marks. And I think, am I gonna need 21 pages? I don't know yet. We'll see. But I do like how efficient this part of the story has been so far. My goal is to have the line work done in June and the color done in July. I was hoping at the beginning of this year to get this chapter done in June, like by the end of June. But I'll take July. That's actually pretty good. There we go. Okay. Okay, so the thing about this part is I need to showcase a really like abstract concept. So which is essentially the idea that, you know, she's seeing actually, you know, hold on. Oops. She's seeing for the first time, and if you know stories from people who have been blind their whole life and then either gained their sight through like surgery or actually like random happenstance, actually at times it's a very like overwhelming sensation. You got this, Taxi. She's handsome, Squidward. I don't know how I'm gonna do the line work of this. Of this part yet. Actually, no, hold on. Yeah, I want it to be kind of an abstract layout. That's kind of the tool I'm using to kind of convey this idea, is abstraction. I'm actually gonna really emphasize the eyes. And like, nothing's gonna make sense here. Oh, this is a Donkey Kong Country 2 remix. That's funny. Before streaming or during? During. I'm actually like coming up with this stuff in real time. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be a real crazy chapter. That's kind of the point. As far as types of like synth music, I'm a little bit old school. I like analog a lot primarily, so I'm really into like Look Mum No Computer. If you've ever looked him up, he's a huge inspiration as far as like me getting into all this weird tech and like tying all this crap together. Because I've got like a tape deck hooked up into an old Mackie 24 channel board. I've got heck, I have an old TV actually, or it's actually not even a TV; it's a monitor. So it's an analog monitor hooked into the board and stuff like that that I can mess with. Old drum machines, transceiver equipment, stuff like that. Like, so I like just really like fun, experimental, really out there kind of sounds. Com Trues is another one I like to listen to a lot. He's very like just modular in his sound and whatnot. That's not gonna be the right panel. Yeah. But like, let's see. I went to see Dance with the Dead concert back in 2018. That was fun. That was really good. Oh, sick. Welcome back, Kahuna. Good to have you back. We'll be going here for a few more minutes at least. I want to at least finish up this page here. We're getting abstract. Is the best way to describe what's going on here. But as far as this panel layout goes, what? So, box two. Actually, hold on. I'm going for an almost like cubist or cubism approach here. Just to really sell the kind of abstraction that I'm looking at here. I'll have to kind of consider what her face looks like here. Didn't have to do that before. I'm making it harder on myself. We don't want that arm doing that, actually. We want her. Actually, no, we do want that arm doing that. We don't want this arm doing that. That just looks awkward. Got any stories these past few months? Honestly, I've been taking it super chill. My car almost broke down the other day. stopped. Yo, YouTube, what you freaking playing at, bro? Why am I at -1 concurrent viewers? What's going on? The heck is that supposed to be? Man, what kind of game is YouTube playing? Gonna need this playlist? All right, I can oblige here. Hold on. Give this a shot. This is good stuff though. This is a good playlist. Yeah. That's the current playlist. Yeah, it's gone into negative number. I think I de-watched the stream. Oh my word. Well, watch it again, Taxi. Help me out here, man. I'm handicapped over here. Maybe if I refresh it'll kind of reset. That's funny. Stream isn't. Oh, whoops. I'm on the wrong. Uh-oh. I am still streaming, right? Yeah, I am. Let me go back here. Here we are. Okay. It's whatever. I've got one more panel that I need to do. Well, actually, I need to. Your eyes aren't that sideways. Yay, the stream's still live. And I'm at a net positive of 1. I've never seen that. I've never seen anything like that. YouTube trying to stop me. Trying to stop my triumphant rise, because, you know, I'm so popular. Taking away people. I don't know, maybe someone got shadow banned in real time. Actually, hold on. Yeah, it's not going to be that tall. Just as I thought. But it can be like there or something. Okay. Actually, I have an idea. But yeah, I listened to this stuff like this quite a bit. When I was younger, I would come across just random artists. And Emil Rotmeyer was one of them. Good stuff. Do you not see a lot of stars where you're at, Taxi? In like a city or something like that? That was always a weird idea to me growing up, not being able to see the stars. It didn't really make much sense to me because like I always grew up with pretty dark nights. There was a little bit of light pollution in the neighboring town, but not enough to make it impossible to see the stars. So I remember watching an episode of Hey Arnold that kind of has to do with that and thinking, wait, really? You can't see the stars? Why is that? How do you not see the stars? Light pollution is cringe, yeah. Okay, I actually really like how this page came out. Just the clutteredness of it, the bizarreness of it. Actually, that makes me happy. Okay, that being said, we are a little bit over time. I'm really happy with the progress so far, though. We're actually almost done with this after just a couple hours. So tomorrow, I'm probably going to finish this up, and then, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, Thursday, so long as everything's in order, I might go back through and fix a few things, or just like really adjust some stuff, or whatever. See how this panel works, or page rather. But Thursday, hopefully I'll be starting line work. And if I can get like a lot of the line work done this month, holy crap, that'd be awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to having you guys back. I'm looking forward to being back as far as streaming goes. And yeah, let's make this second half of the chapter happen. I think it's probably going to go quicker than the other one. The other one had a lot of like characters and stuff like that, but I really want this one to come out good. So I'm going to take whatever time it needs. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for coming by, especially with me coming back. Usually it's a little bit quiet when I return, but not this time. This time it was nice and busy in here, which is great. So see you on Thursday. Have a good one. Catch you later. Take care. All that jazz. And we shall continue on next time. See ya.